All right, ready to go.
Sweet.
All right, sir. Thank you for doing this. We appreciate you. So, name, rank, MOS, please, for the audience.
All right. My name is Fermin Garcia. My rank is an E5 in the Air Force. I'm a staff sergeant. And my MOS right now, I'm a 1UO X1, so I'm a sensor operator. I had two jobs. So before this, I was a fuels troop, so that's a 2FO. So before this, I did fuels, but now I'm a sensor operator, and I can go into what that all is later.
If you have the time, you can.
Yeah. So I'm originally from Texas. I joined the Air Force active duty in 2016, September of 2016. Did basic training, did my training for my job, and then I got stationed in Tucson, Arizona for 6 years. So I was in Arizona for 6 years. I was as fuels, so as a fuels guy, all I did was outfuel the aircraft. So all the aircraft that landed on base, outfuel them and stuff like that. I also got pretty lucky and got selected to be part of the rescue unit.
Yeah.
So I was flying on the C-130s and did 3 deployments overseas. I went to Iraq in 2018. I went to Africa in Djibouti, where all the Navy guys are at. And then in 2019, I went to Qatar.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. And then in 2020, I went to Jordan.
Jordan?
Jordan.
Oh, nice.
Yeah. So I had a lot of deployments back to back. Wife didn't really like it, but that's the military
I'm
for
assuming
you.
the wife wouldn't like it so much.
Yeah, that's the military for you. They send you. I know my second deployment to Qatar, I got a phone call. It was during the whole Iran thing. Iran was popping off and stuff like that. And I got a call and they were like, "Hey, we need you to deploy in 36 hours." I'm like, "Damn." Yeah, my wife was not very happy about that. So I had 36-hour notice to out process, pack my bags, and get on a plane, get on a C-130 out to overseas.
That plane that you got on, is it like military or a civilian plane?
It's only military.
It's on military?
Yeah, so it's a C-130. So everyone that's deploying, there was 2 C-130s that were going out. Everyone throw everything on that plane, and then we'll fly out there. It took us like a day and a half to get there.
Okay.
Yeah. The pilots had to switch out. Yeah. It was crazy.
I heard the stories that a lot of military guys will sleep in the C-130s.
Oh yeah, I would sleep a lot on the C-130s. Yeah.
That's true.
Yeah.
They'll string up hammocks, and then some guys will read books.
Oh yeah.
That's all true.
I would have movies on my phone when we're flying, and I would just be watching Netflix, lie down on the cots. Yeah.
That's it. How would you charge your phone? Would you bring a portable with you, or is it just like?
So there are some outlets on the plane.
Oh no way. Oh, that's sick.
Yeah. So just like these that we have here.
Yeah.
You just stick it on the wall and then you're good to go. But there's only like 3 of them, so everyone's fighting for them, obviously.
He's like Uncle Sam, you bastard.
Yeah.
Uncle Sam, you bastard. You can't add more billions of dollars on the C-130. You don't want to give us 3 outlets? Come on.
Yeah.
Hey, next time you should get one of those extensions that have multiple ones, so that's why.
Oh yeah, that's a good idea. I didn't know about that. Yeah.
Yeah, so it sounds great. So you got deployed in Qatar, right?
Yeah, Qatar.
And any one of your deployments, have you seen combat?
So we supported units that were on the ground, but we were up in the air when these missions were going down. So basically, we were part of the rescue unit, and basically we would have to fly. So we would load the special forces guys onto the plane.
Oh no way!
Cargo, and then we would fly to these areas that we need to drop them off.
Yeah.
Secret locations, and then we would drop them off, and then we would be up in the air in case anything bad happened. We would land, pick them up, and take them back home. So basically, we had PJs on our aircraft as well.
I heard the PJs are almost like damn near doctors, Sarge.
Yeah, they're
close to doctors.
They are really good. They're not nice if you get injured. They will hurt you, but it's for your own safety, right? They're trying to save your life.
Yeah.
They're not nice about it, but so we would just fly in the air while these missions are going down. We had our cameras. We would look down and see we would see them raiding compounds and stuff like that. But we were just there just in case, one of our guys got hurt.
Yeah.
We would go down, pick him up, and stuff like that.
So will you be there like in a bird or in a C-130?
We were in a C-130.
In a C-130, just rotate. Okay.
I think the longest mission that they had me stuck up there in the C-130 was a 12-hour flight.
Oh.
So there was a 12-hour mission on the ground. We were just
So you were just circling around for 12 hours.
Yeah.
How would the refueling process work?
So we would fuel up before we go, and the C-130 can fly pretty long.
Okay.
Especially if it's going slow. Yeah, it can fly pretty long.
Were there any? Was that bird ever equipped with like some kind of like air missiles or like some kind of like 60 millimeters?
No. So that one, there's different types of C-130s.
Yeah.
The one that we had was HC-130J, the J model, and it's specifically for rescue missions.
So there's any kind of equipment, weapons mounted on it?
No. You have the AC-130.
That's the one with
that one's mean.
It
that
is.
One's mean. Yeah. But yeah, they also had those in Iraq too.
Okay.
I wasn't part of that unit. But
Would you like to be?
Oh yeah, that would have been fun. That would've been fun. I heard that when they shoot the cannons, the plane moves in the air because it's so strong.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's crazy.
So you had to like, I guess, compensate for the way it moves. So you had to shoot like a little ahead, a little behind.
I guess so. I don't know, but that's crazy stuff. Those missions that those guys do, I would not want to see that in the air.
Oh heck no! That seems scary.
No,
that seems scary.
Yeah.
Especially, I'm pretty sure you can hear that churn fire.
Oh yeah. 100%. Yeah.
So imagine hearing that, and you're like, I'm on ground support, and you're just like, oh damn.
Yeah. And then, so yeah, I spent 6 months in Iraq, and then got forward deployed to Djibouti. Djibouti in Africa. So I spent actually like 2 months there. I spent Thanksgiving there. In Africa. It was cool. We supported the JSOC unit there.
The JSOC guys?
Yeah. So we had like Rangers, we had SEALs, we had more PJs, we had all these guys, man. It was awesome. And that's actually, when we were in Africa, that's when we would go support the operations in Yemen. So
Actually, what? I'm sorry, sir?
We would support the operations in Yemen.
Oh,
so they had
they
had a little base that they had in Yemen, and we would go. They had nothing there, just like random stuff. So they relied on us to take them people, take them food, take them water. So we would have like crates of food for these JSOC guys.
Those like civilian rations, right?
Yeah. So we would have pallets of just all this stuff on the plane. We would land in Yemen, and then we would give it to all of them. The JSOC guys would act as security for the plane when we landed. So you just see them all out there with their M4s. It's crazy.
So would there be like a perimeter around the?
Yeah. Yeah. Just in case anything happened. It was pretty sketchy when we were going in.
Is that your first time going to Yemen?
Yeah, that was my first time going to Yemen.
Where in Yemen did you go to?
Just the FOB.
FOB?
Yeah.
Okay.
But yeah. So I spent several months in Africa.
Yeah.
I ended up going back to Iraq, and then just supported the rescue mission that was there in Iraq just in case anything happened. Didn't really see any combat, unfortunately.
Yeah.
It's a good thing.
Yeah.
Combat's not a good thing, right?
No.
Violence is never wanted, but if it's warranted and needed.
Do they let you guys know, because you're Air Force, do they let you know ahead of time, like, hey, like, you're gonna see missiles fly by, or they let you guys, they warn you ahead of time?
Depends on what intel tells us, like, hey guys, we have guys on the ground with AK-47, so they might be shooting at you. Just be aware. Yeah, so we get an intel report before we go out in the air, and they'll let us know, like.
So are those birds, are they pretty, I say, like, bulletproof? Because I really don't know how it is. So what happens when a bullet hits a plane?
So the fuselage is like the main cab, main cab of the plane, and it can take a lot. The bullets aren't going to go through, but they are going to go through the outer surface of the plane. But yeah, fast forward to my second deployment when I had like a 36-hour notice to deploy. Hopped on the C-130, went to Qatar, and it was just because of Iran. Iran said they might go to war with, And so it was all like maritime, over the water missions.
Yeah.
Thankfully, nothing happened. Thankfully, nothing happened.
Well, that's always good, man.
Yeah. Thankfully, Iran didn't do anything crazy.
Yeah.
But that was the time that COVID hit, actually. So that was 2019 into 2020. And then I was supposed to come back home from Qatar, and they were like, "Hey, COVID's a thing. You're gonna stay out here.
You're not going home.
You're not going home for another 2 months." So I was there on base doing nothing. I was like just waiting to go home. It sucked. It sucked.
How did you maintain open comms with you and your wife the whole time?
It sucks because of the time difference.
Yeah.
So, but FaceTime, we would FaceTime a lot.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, we'd FaceTime a lot, call when I could. But it does suck because you only have like 6 hours to talk.
Oh, that's
because
it.
because like when it's daytime over there, she's sleeping over here.
Yeah.
It's nighttime over here, so and vice versa. She wakes up, I'm asleep. You know.
Yeah.
So there's only like 6 hour window to talk.
Yeah, for both you can maintain open comms.
Yeah.
That must have been a rough patch for you guys.
Yeah, especially 3 deployments. I enjoyed deploying. I like going overseas. I like meeting new people.
Yeah.
You know, hanging out with the guys, doing a mission. You know, not just training. Because if you're in the States, you're just training. That's the military. If they're here in the States, they're just training. That's all you do.
Yeah, you're stateside. You're home.
Yeah,
you're like,
you just train until you go overseas.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then my 3rd deployment was to Jordan.
Yeah.
It was a cool experience. The Jordanians are super nice.
Yeah.
Super nice. Lovely people. I got to go off base over there. Got to go see the I forgot what it was called. It was like one of the wonders of the world. I forgot what it was called.
Oh yeah. I mean, it's a tip of my head, but I can't really put my finger on it.
It's like a huge structure. I don't know what it is. In the caves and stuff like that.
Okay. Yeah,
so
I know what it is, but I can't really name it.
I also got to, when I was in Jordan, they also made me as a transport guy.
Uh-huh.
So I would drive off base to the border of Syria. That's where we had a little fob.
Yeah.
Called Tower 22.
Mm-hmm.
And that's where we had Army guys, we had Special Operations guys there, we had PJs there. And I would just do routes to and from our base to their base, just transferring people and goods and stuff like that. So I would have to go off base, and you would have to be like, try to be as, as discreet as you can be, but you're the only American,
Yeah, so you stick out pretty hard.
Yeah.
So you stick out hard.
Yeah, it's like a 3.5 hour drive, so I had to go to the restroom. So you would go to the restroom, and all these people are looking at you like, what the hell is this guy doing here?
Yeah.
And sometimes I was alone. I was like, hopefully nothing happens.
Were you ever afraid of getting jumped or beat up?
It was. I would have to get an intel brief before going out, and you gotta be like, hey, this is stay away from this part of town. Don't go to this part of town.
It's hostile over there.
Yeah, like we have intel that there's bad people over here.
Yeah.
If they see you, they might,
They might do something. Yeah.
And then you couldn't have any weapons on you.
Even off base?
Even off base, especially off base, because if for whatever reason a Jordanian officer pulled you over and they saw a knife on you, you're going to jail. So
that's probably a whole nother conflict within itself.
Yeah, so they were like, just don't take anything. Don't take anything. So I had nothing to protect me other than me, right?
Yeah. I mean, but don't you get I heard there's a thing called certain levels of basic hand-to-hand training in the Air Force?
Yeah, it's basic. It's very basic. But, thankfully I've done Muay Thai and Jiu-Jitsu for that.
So you had those skills to belong
yeah,
so,
so my deployments were pretty good.
Yeah.
Came back home in 2021, and then I got out of active duty in 2022.
Okay. Are you out? So are you like in the reservists? Are you now? Or?
So after I got out in September of 2022, I joined the Air National Guard in Houston.
Air National Guard?
Yeah, Air National Guard.
I never heard that. What's that?
So the National Guard is Army. Yeah, I think it's just Army.
Just Army, yeah.
And then the Air National Guard is the Air Force Guard component.
Oh, so it's the same, but
it's Guard, but for Air Force.
Air Force. I seen a video on that. Not a video. I'm sorry, not a video, but a commercial about it. I'm like, what?
Air National Guard is always hiring. Yeah.
Air National Guard?
Yeah. The base here, they have Air National Guard.
Is there an age limit?
I think it's 34.
Okay.
34.
Because the last time I told you that I'm working on my way in.
Yeah.
And I was told by the Army, National Guard, I could be 40 and still get in.
Oh yeah, the Air Force has more like strict requirements.
Okay.
Yeah. But yeah, I joined the Air National Guard in 2022.
Did your rank transfer over?
Yeah.
Okay.
It did. So I kind of want to just finish out my 20.
Yeah.
So I had already did 6 years, right? So I was like, might as well just keep going, continue the benefits.
Yeah. Bigger payout, huh?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Bigger, yeah.
Compared to getting out at 6, and you don't really get anything. Right?
Do you go up in the? Do you go up in rank? Like, do you?
I can still promote.
You can still promote?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, I can still promote. But then once I got over to the Houston Guard, they don't have a rescue unit.
Okay.
So I kind of didn't want to do my old job anymore.
Yeah.
So I'm cross-trained, so I got a different job with drones.
Yeah.
So they have drones over there in Houston. So I'm a sensor operator now, so I'm just finishing up some training here in Moreno Valley. So basically what a sensor operator is, he's basically the camera guy for the drones.
Yeah.
So it's the cockpit, it's indoors, so that's cool, right? You're not actually flying, which kind of sucks too.
Yeah.
So we have the pilot on the left seat and then me on the right seat.
Okay.
So the pilot will fly the drone and then I will be the camera guy, looking at the ground, doing ISR, doing surveillance and reconnaissance and all that stuff that we do. So we're flying the MQ-9s, and the MQ-9s do have weapons on them.
Okay.
So we do drop some bombs and stuff like that. So that's a lot of the training that I'm doing here, just practicing dropping bombs and stuff like that.
And those bombs, I'm assuming they're inert, right?
Yeah, so here for training purposes, inert. But when we fly the drones overseas, they're not going to be inert. So we got the Hellfire, the AGM-114s. So those are the Hellfire missiles.
Yeah.
And then we have the GBUs. They're just 500-pound bombs.
Dang.
Yeah. So we got those. So basically, just finishing up training here.
Yeah.
I'll go back to Houston. Once I get back to Houston, then they're gonna put me in. We're gonna be flying drones overseas.
Oh, nice.
So the cool thing about being guard or being a drone sensor operator is that I can do overseas missions, but I'm still in the States.
So it's technically labeled as you deployed again, but you're really stateside.
Yeah.
Oh,
So
that's
all
nice.
our work is gonna be overseas, but we're still stateside.
Yeah.
I still go home at the end of the day.
Yeah, you're not gonna be physically there.
Yeah.
So that'd be nice.
So it's all through satellite. So
nice.
we have our transmitters that transmit to the satellite. Satellite goes up there and then transmits down to the overseas drones. Yeah.
So a couple questions for you, Sarge. Has there been the military how it is, and have you met any interesting people? Like some people just stand out, like their manners, their characters. One of my friends, he's also a sergeant in the Air Force too, and he also was feeling. And he told me like he met a recruit that he was a devil worshiper, and they just wrecked him. It felt so bad. So I was wondering, like in your time, have you met any interesting characters like that?
Yikes! No, not that crazy. I mean,
I'm not saying like that, but has there anyone been like? You're just like, this guy is you just know, like, this guy's gonna be like a troublemaker. I can just tell, or he's gonna be hard to deal with.
I think it's just the younger generation.
Oh, really?
They have different views, different, because when I was leaving active duty, I had like 12 airmen that I was mentoring and leading. I had 12 right under me, so I had to take care of them. And it's just the newer generation that's coming in. It's just they're different, They're different. They don't see the same way we see.
Yeah.
They think everything's a game.
Yeah.
They don't take it as serious as we do.
Oh, they don't.
Yeah. It might change if they ever get deployed and stuff. They see what we're actually, working towards.
Yeah.
But nothing too crazy. Nothing too crazy.
Nothing too crazy.
No.
Okay. That's good because stories I heard from other people I've done this before. Man, they had guys who were just nutcases. They were just nutcases.
No.
The other question I want to ask you, from your personal experience, would you ever recommend anyone going to the Air Force or the Armed Services?
Definitely. I would definitely recommend it. You can tell a military member apart from a regular civilian. Like just the mannerisms, the way they speak to people. It's just different, and I think it upholds you to a different standard. And I think military members take that into their civilian life as well.
Okay.
Like so, everything you do it as best as you can do it. You know what I mean? You understand what you have to do, and you get it done. You figure out how to get it done.
Yeah.
So I think it just brings a mental fortitude. Like it just increases your mental fortitude. It stands you apart from everyone else.
Yeah.
And I think it's a very valuable skill that it's hard to get in the civilian world. You know what I mean?
So, another question, Sarge. If you can give like a word of wisdom to like the audience, what would it be for any like younger people? I do have a young audience, and any words of wisdom? Because I try to impart some wisdom on them too sometimes.
Yeah. I think the biggest thing is don't give up.
Yeah.
Don't give up. I mean, there's gonna be trials and tribulations in anything that you try to do, but that just means that it's worth it. You know what I mean? It's not. Like they say, if it was easy, everybody would do it.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But if you have a goal in mind and you want to get something done, you want to do something, don't give up. It's not going to be uphill all the time.
Yeah.
You're going to have downs, you're going to have ups, but just focus on what your goal is and just don't give up.
I guess, what is, like, your 3 deployments, which one would you say that you liked the most? That was just that you just loved?
I think it was my first one.
Your
first one to Iraq. Yeah. We were very secluded from everyone else. It wasn't... You had nothing when you were there. We were living in, like, rundown, barracks and stuff like that. But I think it was just... The worse it is, the more camaraderie and the more you rely on people. You rely on your friends, you rely on your mentors. It was very like mission specific, and I love that part.
Nice.
Yeah.
Were you allowed to go off base?
No, Iraq, no. Yeah.
That was strictly, no, you're staying on base, like it or not.
Yeah, and unlike my other deployments, Iraq, like it was work 24/7.
Okay.
So there wasn't any free time. You got to be ready to be called at a moment's notice. Like, hey, we got a rescue mission. It's 2 a.m. Get up. Let's go. Like it.
So would you, if that were to happen, would you have like your gear, your kit all next to you, or next to your bunker, and then just next to your bunker, and then you'd be like, let's go. You just grab and go.
Yep. So we actually had a time limit because we were part of the rescue mission.
Yeah. And
we had a 30-minute time limit. So in 30 minutes from when you're called, the plane should be engines on, and you're taxiing ready to take off on the runway.
So you got 30 minutes between when you first get the call and the plane's being
Yeah.
30 minutes.
Yeah.
Damn, that's
so we had to run. We had to book it, and there was like two times where we got called in the middle of the night, and we were half asleep. We had to grab our shit and just run to the plane.
Will you be like, I guess, in uniform sleeping, and then like, just like wake you up and
no. I would sleep comfy, but
okay.
just my uniform's right there on the side of the
you
bed.
have 30 minutes to get dressed, get all your crap, and head to the C-130s.
Yeah. Yeah, we had to run. Yeah, it was crazy, but it was all fun.
Yeah,
I'd do it again.
Yeah. Jesus, that's such a small time to get everything done.
Yeah.
Let's see. Sorry, I have a question, but stuck in my head. Sorry about that. Sorry.
No, you're good.
So as far as your military history goes, how did you go from jiu-jitsu? Were you looking at a way like to kind of like stay active?
So I actually did jiu-jitsu a little bit when I was a kid.
Okay.
And then I stopped. And I always wanted to do it again.
Yeah.
But with all my deployments, all my leaving, and all these TDYs, the trainings that I had to do, you can never find time to actually like stay honed on it.
Yeah.
But I think in 2021, that's when I actually started picking it up again.
Oh, nice.
But I generally stay active. That's another thing with the military. You have to stay active.
Yeah.
You have to stay fit.
Yeah.
You know, we have PT tests every year.
So every year.
Every year.
Okay.
Depending on your performance, you might have to do it twice a year.
Okay.
But yeah. So and you get reprimanded if you don't
Harshly?
pass,
I heard.
if you don't pass.
Oh, really?
Yeah. So,
I heard from my military friend, this time, if you don't make weight, oh, they ring you one.
Yeah. Some units are going to be more strict about it, but in general, with the Air Force, it's like if you fail 2, the commander can kick you out if he wants to.
Really?
Yeah.
Is there like, maybe I'm thinking about this wrong, but is there like a buffer zone where you can be where they can like let it slide, or they're not really like?
It just depends on your situation.
It depends on the situation.
So you'll speak to the commander, like, what's going on, you know what I mean? Like, you know, some people have a lot of family issues that they're going through, a lot of, you know, and the commander would understand, and he'll give you like, okay, you got one more try, in 3 months, take it again.
Okay.
But you gotta pass, you know what I mean?
Yeah, pass. If not, then you're out.
Yeah.
Man.
But it's very, you need to be fit, you know, in the military in general.
Is it because of all the weight that you're carrying on you? You have to be fit, or
Just
the stamina alone, or
it's strength and stamina.
strength and stamina?
Just because if you need to go overseas, no one wants to be like picking up your slack. You know what I mean?
Oh, okay.
You need to be physically fit to
Keep up with the whole group.
Yeah, protect yourself and help someone else if they need to.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? That type of thing.
Especially all those like fireman carries you gotta do if you're like, I'm assuming if someone gets
You gotta
hurt,
pick
you gotta pick them up,
Yeah.
and that's their weight, your weight, plus kit weight and your kit weight.
Yeah. That's why a lot of military guys are messed up because you know their back hurts and stuff like that.
Yeah, there's just so much. As far as let's say, well, you live in Texas, big gun, state out there. I'm moving out there pretty soon.
Hell yeah.
Do you have a favorite gun on you? Not on you, but do you have a favorite gun? Like, what's your favorite? Couple ARs, because I have 2 ARs, one 5.56 of course, one 22 LR, and I have an XT underlight, simple knife.
Nice. Yeah. I got an AR 5.56.
Nice.
I also have a 22. That was fun.
The 22s are fun.
They are so fun.
They're so much fun.
They're so quiet too. Like they're just fun to shoot, and the ammo's cheap. Like,
it's like, what is it, like 20 cents a round or something like that?
Yeah, it's like you can go shoot 500 for like $20.
Yeah, it's nothing.
It's not bad at all.
Yeah.
And then I got like a 1911. That's a big boy.
Oh, the 45s, man.
Yeah.
Oh, 45s are.
They have a kick.
They have a kick.
Yeah.
They have a kick. They have a real kick.
And then I got a Glock, of course. I have to get a Glock. And then I got
Glock, which one? 43, 19? 19? Okay.
And then, what else do I have? I have a M&P shield, just the 9mm.
Yeah.
That one's just small,
Yeah.
easy to carry and stuff like that. Yeah.
Is that all you have?
And then I got a shotgun.
12, 20, 12. Okay.
Yeah.
Do you, I don't say does your wife, or I don't want to say do you encourage your wife, but does your wife have one for her?
Yeah, I let her carry the M&P shield. It's small, compact.
Are those like 8-9 rounds?
Yeah, they're small, but every now and then she'll put it in her purse, and especially if she's going out by herself.
Yeah. Optics on it, or just straight iron sights?
Just iron sights.
It's iron sights?
Yeah.
Okay. Because on my XD, I have a light and laser combo.
Oh, nice.
All for under $20.
Oh, really?
You can't beat that. Because you heard about the Surefire ones, like $100.
Right.
Too much. Too
Yeah.
much. I was gonna say too. So on one of your deployments, what would you say is the one that was like the most difficult, the most taxing one for you? That was just like I can't wait to get out of this. Again, if it's too personal, you don't have to.
No. I think
like as soon as you knew, as soon as you got word, you're just like, this is gonna suck. You just had that gut feeling like this is gonna be like the worst one.
I don't think. I think they are all equally as hard.
Okay.
And once you get there, you kind of just rely on your people, rely on your friends, your coworkers. So once you're there and doing the mission, I kind of didn't mind staying there. You know what I mean? Yeah, I liked it. I liked being overseas.
Yeah. So you said these new generations coming in, their views are different from like the older guys.
Yeah.
You almost had to be like an external father, almost kind of.
Yeah.
How was that experience? I couldn't imagine. It's like you're like 18, 19, like dude, come on, like grow up.
Yeah.
How's your experience in that, if you don't mind?
For sure. It was when I came back from Jordan. They were like, here's 12 new guys that just came in. They're yours. Take care of them. And I was like, damn.
You're like 12? Oh.
I know. It was tough. It was a new experience because for the longest time, when you first join the military, you're the youngest guy.
Yeah.
You have people above you.
Yeah.
And it wasn't until I got back, they're like, okay, well now you can mentor, you can lead, right?
Yeah.
So it was a different experience. It was a valuable experience for sure.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just had to put them in their place, make sure because a lot of them didn't want to do this or that because they didn't see it necessary, and I had you have to explain why is it necessary. Why do you have to do what you have to do?
Okay.
How is it going to impact your future when you go deploy? You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
How is it going to make it look different? You know what I mean?
So, what year did you join? I'm sorry.
2016.
2016.
Yeah.
When Trump was in. As sergeant, you have, like you said, you're in charge of 12 men. If any of the recruits didn't want to listen, is there a level of, I guess, physical discipline you can give them, like make them do push-ups, or make the whole unit do push-ups, or make them go run the mile? Is there like a certain level of degree where like the Army's like it's okay, but anything more than that, it's like the Army's like, nah?
No, I think the Air Force is very chillax.
Okay.
It's very chilled. It's not like the Army. I'm pretty sure if you didn't listen to your
NCOs and
in the Army, you're definitely gonna get down, give me push-ups.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But in the Air Force, it's very we're human beings. We treat each other like human beings. Like, what's going on? I had to pull a couple aside. What's going on? Like, why can't you do this? Are you distracted and stuff like that? It's a very different approach that the Air Force takes, and for some it's beneficial, but for some others, I do see that physical discipline would work better. You know what I mean? Okay. But the Air Force doesn't see it like that. You know?
Okay. So there is, I guess it goes down into the individual.
Into the individual.
So some guys will understand verbal, some guys will understand physical, and do you have the authority to write up any Article 15s?
Oh, I did. Yeah.
You do have the authority.
Yeah.
Okay.
But I didn't.
Right.
I would have to write that up and then send that to my supervisor.
Which would be an E6, an E7?
Like a E7.
E7? Yeah.
Yeah, and then they would bring it up to they would talk to me about it, and then they would have, if they saw okay, this deserves an Article 15, then send it up to their commander.
Okay, and that commander will give the final words.
Yeah.
Okay.
As long as everyone agrees.
Yeah. So it'll involve you're E7 and probably that E9 or something like that. To, to finalize everything. Mm-hmm. Will that recruit also be involved in that mix too, or just you three and that's it?
Just us three.
That's
and then he would be involved when he's like, "This is your paperwork." You know what I mean? Too late, right?
Yeah, too late at that point.
Yeah.
You're done. All right, sir. It's getting kind of crowded.
Yeah.
All right. Thank you for doing this, Sergeant.
No problem,
man. Thank you so much, man. Thank you.
No, thank you. Yep.